to a bonus surprise live stream here on a Monday. I am so happy to be doing this. I don't know what came over me. Today I was just like, you know what? I don't want to wait till Wednesday to go live. I want to go live tonight. So that's what we're doing here. Going live tonight. Yes, I still will be going live on Wednesday at the normal time, 7 p.m. Central Time, America. But I'm glad to be doing this, guys. I feel like I had something kind of on my mind too. I was thinking about how I'm always telling you guys not to put women on a pedestal, right? I do say that a lot. If you join the lives, I'm always like, guys, your biggest issue is you're putting women on a pedestal. This is causing a majority of your issues, your neediness, things like that. So I want to go over some facts about hot girls that I think are going to help you with this. Just some things that I've learned about on my time here on Earth at 34 years old. I've had quite some experiences with women and dating. That's why I'm here to share with you all these things. So I feel like we should go into that. So I'm going to be talking about 5 facts that I've learned that I want to share with you today. So if you're here in the chat and you're watching live, thank you for being here. I can see you guys are saying hello. What's up, guys? William, Ryan. What's up, Marcus? Yes, cool. Guys, I'm so happy you're here. I'm glad we're doing this little bonus here. Yeah, this is going to be fun. So, per usual, you know that this is something, like I said, that I do normally on Wednesdays, but tonight I wanted to do it. So you should be making sure that you pay attention and hit that alert button. There's an alert button there on the screen that you should see that tells you when I'm going live and when I'm releasing new videos and things like that, so you can always be up to speed here. So, all right, let's do it. Let's go into it. And don't forget, if you're interested in taking this to the next level, that's available to you through coaching. Coaching is available right now. If you go to coachedbytripp.com, the link is in the URL. If you go there, you're going to find that you can apply for coaching. And when you apply for coaching, this gives you the opportunity to work with me one-on-one to help you in terms of approaching women, staying out of the friend zone. I just got a new student today who signed up for coaching. His main issue was the friend zone. He gets in the friend zone quite a bit, and that is because he doesn't know how to be sexual with women. He doesn't know how to flirt with women. So I can teach you how to do that and teach you how to do it in according to who you are. So we don't have to turn you into someone else, but use some of your natural tendencies and implement some of these strategies. So if you want to apply, go to coachedbytripp.com. Do it today if you want that help. URL is in the description. Okay, should we get into it? Are we ready? Who's ready? Say yes if you're ready. I'll give you some facts about hot girls. Some you may have thought about, some you may have heard, some you may have never heard, some maybe you've heard me say before, some you're going to never have heard before, but listen and say, oh, Tripp, God damn, that's a good point, right? Okay, so 5 facts. Let's start with number one. Did you know that even the most beautiful women in the world, so let's even go to like celebrity status, like Paris Hilton, right? These very attractive celebrities. Britney Spears, although that was probably many years ago. I don't know about anymore. It's kind of mean, isn't it? Who do you think is attractive? Just think about it in your head. Whoever it is, whoever you're thinking about, the most attractive woman, celebrity on this planet, who you think just kind of has it all, right? Just feels great about herself. Well, here's the first fact. Did you know, you don't think about this, but a lot of really attractive women are actually very self-conscious. And here's the logical reason why. Okay, here's the logical reason why. What happens is women know they're attractive, and when they know they're attractive, what ends up happening is they know how attractive they are, so even one little thing that might make them feel unattractive, maybe it's a bad haircut, maybe they're just feeling off that day, maybe it's some baggy eyes because they're tired, maybe it's acne, Maybe it's they gained a little weight, they lost a little weight, who knows, whatever it is. They're extra sensitive. I would say, generally speaking, they're probably extra sensitive, even more than, let's say, an average-looking girl, because they have the expectation on themselves to be attractive. So then when they get older and they start seeing the signs of aging, this really messes with them. Okay? This really messes with them because they're like, oh my gosh, they see these signs of what would be considered to them or to society unattractive, and they were very self-conscious about it. Now, I'm not saying this to you to sit here and shit on hot girls. Okay, that sounds funny. But I'm not saying this to be like, haha, yeah, you hot girls. I'm not sitting here like putting them down. I'm just giving you the facts here. Okay, that beautiful women, ones that you find really attractive, yes, they are just like everyone else. They are very human, and they feel self-conscious. At times, they might feel more confident than your average-looking woman, but even so, I don't know. I would say that they're walking around more self-conscious, probably more than your average-looking girl who knows she's average-looking. Because it's interesting, for the average-looking girl who knows she looks average, she's probably accepted it more and has more self-confidence, more self-esteem, and doesn't just use her beauty to get self-worth. But a woman who's attractive, and I'm not trying to put down these women. I kind of feel bad for them. I feel like it's harder for them to get their self-worth from other things because they've been attractive their whole lives. They've been given validation, and this is not their fault. They've been born pretty, so they've been given external validation for so many years. So many years they've been given external validation that's where they get the self-esteem from. So if they don't get it or they feel ugly one day, it really hurts them. So they haven't maybe necessarily learned to gather their self-esteem from other areas just because they've already always been put on that pedestal. You ever think about that? That's interesting, right? Yeah, Becky, good point there. It's interesting. By the way, for those of you who are watching who are like, what is he doing on a Monday? We don't usually do this on Mondays. That's right, we don't. I'm not making up for Wednesday. Wednesday, we're still going to be going live at 7 o'clock. I just wanted to do an extra one today. So that's kind of the first thing. They are self-conscious like everyone else. Again, not putting them down, but I'm telling you this to let you know you don't have to put them on a pedestal. You don't have to be scared of them. They are very much human. Okay? Number 2. Here's an interesting one. A lot of guys, they assume that when you see an attractive woman, that she gets hit on a lot. And here's what I found. Here's just my findings in the women that I've talked to who are very attractive, okay? It seems to be somewhat on two ends of the spectrum. I feel like there are some women who are very beautiful who just get hit on all the time. Because there's some women who are very attractive and for some reason have this approachability to them. So they have a physical attractiveness that is very attractive, but it's not so attractive where guys feel intimidated. It's like an approachable. You might know what I'm talking about. Some women are extremely intimidatingly attractive. Not because they're more attractive than the previous woman I just mentioned, but it's just a different kind of look. It's a different kind of look. I'm thinking of maybe like an example here with celebrities off the top of my head. I would say maybe Megan Fox has more of a look where it's like that's intimidating because she actually has a face that looks like she's ready to kill somebody. And then you might see someone like a Scarlett Johansson maybe. She's very pretty, but has a little softer look to her, almost more approachable, like she'd be more friendly. Something like that. So I guess, anyways, my point here is that a lot of guys are like, oh no, like I'm not going to hit on her. Like every guy hits on her. Like I bet you these girls get hit on all the time. Not all of them do. Some of them do a lot, and some of them really don't at all. And how I know this is because, well, I've talked to a lot of women before who are very attractive looking, and I've asked them these questions, and I seem to get kind of two ends of the spectrum here. So what are you supposed to do with this information? It's like, okay, that's interesting to know, but what do you actually do with this information? Well, I think it's good to know because you shouldn't be so frightened to talk to a woman because she doesn't necessarily get hit on all the time. But either way, even if she does get hit on all the time, even if she does, you should never make that an excuse to not go over there. Because here's the thing. A lot of hot women, here's like sub-fact number 2. This is not the third fact. This is like sub-fact. The women who do get hit on a lot, most of them are getting hit on in a really crappy way. That's not working. Guys are really sleazy. They're really creepy. They're really weird. Too arrogant. Like, it's not working. So if you follow the Tripp advice rules of approaching women, even really attractive ones, you have a way better chance of standing out. Interesting. Becky, you said this. I've heard this. That people, yes, it is true. It is true. That's the thing. I guess, from the first fact, I'm not trying to say, so Becky said, they can get treated poorly at times. And yeah, that is very true because envy and assumption, right? A lot of people are envious. Women are envious of other women who are very attractive. A lot of people, and I'm trying to debunk some of these things today, that they have a lot of assumptions about an attractive woman. They assume she might be mean for some reason. They assume that she's got it all handled. So when people have envy and make assumptions, they can treat other people poorly or bullied. Again, this is not the PSA for attractive women. Like, feel bad for them, but just trying to get you to a reasonable level here and not putting them on the pedestal. Yeah. I can never pronounce this name, but you come here a lot in the chat. Act Dragon Rider said, approach her like an equal. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's go to the third one. This is sort of related to the first one, but a little bit different. You got to remember that even though someone is attractive looking, that doesn't mean that they have everything else in their life in order. Okay? Everybody poops. Everybody farts. Everybody has problems. Everyone comes from different family backgrounds, have had different experiences, have maybe been bullied. You got to remember that even though they are attractive on the outside, that doesn't mean that they are some special person. What makes them seem special is that a lot of people value an attractive woman. There's value in that. Value that has been created by society, because a lot of the things we see and watch happen to have attractive people in it, and people are attracted to attractive people, right? So you got to think about it this way, is that you can't look at a full picture just based on their looks. Don't judge a book by its cover is basically what I'm trying to say here. You don't need to put them on a pedestal because the odds are, not even just with pretty women, with any woman ever, any guy ever walking around, they probably don't have everything. So we see the cover, we judge it, we judge the book by its cover, but most of the time we're wrong. So I'll quote myself, and I just made this up, and I'm pretty proud of this quote. Their life is not necessarily perfect just because their face is. Okay? Meaning that just because they're attractive doesn't mean they have everything figured out. I have met many, many attractive women in my life and had many conversations and dated. And I have found that most of these women, a lot of women, they're not perfect. duh. No one's perfect. We assume that, though, and I know you're assuming it. I've assumed it. For sure I've assumed this when I didn't know, when I was ignorant or didn't understand, and was judging a book by its cover. I assumed, yeah, oh, they're so pretty. Oh, because they look put together, right? It's like they're attractive looking. They know how to dress. They know how to show off. They know how to dress for their body type. It's like, wow. So you assume that everything else is gravy. It's not. Okay? Number four. So this one. They've grown up getting a lot of attention on their physical, right? So, like I said earlier, they get a lot of external validation. Tons of external validation. You're pretty, you're beautiful. Oh, your kids are beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. You know how pretty you are. And of course, they get a lot of attention from boys when they're younger. So they get all this attention, and it's all external, but they're not getting much attention on anything else. Just because a girl is pretty doesn't mean she's dumb. That's a stereotype. So she might be very smart. She might have a lot of skills. She might be very interesting. She might have a lot to her other than her looks, but she's not getting attention for those things. So my tip for you is, if you meet a girl who's very attractive, do not externally validate her. Every once in a while is fine, but it's not going to do much. It's not going to do much because she's heard it before. So if you really want to give a good compliment, guys are really obsessed with giving compliments. If you have to validate a woman, try to validate on something other than their looks. Something about them that's just more interesting. Okay. Ryan said, I like the Becky on Full House before the scandal. Isn't that interesting, by the way? Speaking of that, Lori Loughlin, if you know who that is. I mean, she was, and still is, a fairly attractive woman. And back in the day, when she was on Full House at her prime, she was very attractive. Everyone was very attracted to Lori Loughlin. And then you hear about these scandals and all this stuff, and you're kind of like, eh. Like, it lowers the attraction level. You know, like, let's talk about that for a second. This is not in the notes for today, but isn't that interesting? Like, a woman, when you meet her, I don't know about you, at least for me. You meet a woman, and she's very physically attractive, but then her personality kind of sucks. Her looks start to go down. You actually start to become unattracted to her. And what's interesting is, even for women who you might not find physically attractive, who have awesome personalities, you might bump them up a few notches because you're like, whoa, this person's really cool. You know? But a lot of guys get really obsessed with looks. Okay. Number five. This is a good one. Guys got to realize this. Right now, we're in 2019 of the creation of this video. In the creation of this video, online dating is hot, really hot. Pretty much most people you know are either online dating now or have online dated. But here's something very interesting. And this should be obvious. This might be like a duh. And it is a duh. But again, I don't think people are really understanding the depth of this. Not all attractive women are on online dating apps. And not all attractive women are at the club. We kind of feel like really attractive women are either online or at like a super like hot club. But you got to understand that there are so many women available who are not at a club and not on online dating. I'm not saying not to online date, and I'm not saying not to go to clubs to meet women. But what I am saying is open up to other avenues of meeting women. Can you do that for me? Can we try other avenues? Can we go to events? Can we go out during the day? Can we go to just normal everyday bars? Can we go to coffee shops? Can we go to malls? ped malls, high trafficked outdoor areas. Could we try to meet women? I really forget I said the club. Really, my bigger point here is talking about online dating. Like online dating, there are so many. Like if you don't have an amazing profile, you're not a super attractive guy, you're probably not going to do very well in online dating. Okay, it's just the truth. Because online dating is inherently superficial. Because we have nothing to base attraction on except for a couple of lines of who the person is in a picture. So it can be harder for a guy who's not super physically attractive to succeed in online dating. No worries, my friend. You can still attract an attractive woman. And you don't have to do it online because they're all still hanging out offline waiting to meet guys. That could be you. Okay? So just think about that. Those are some facts, guys. I wanted to hit you with those so we don't continue to put women on a pedestal. That is when it gets dangerous. That is when we become needy. That is when we start treating them different. And then you start exhibiting more needy, beta qualities that are not attractive to a woman. Because you're like, oh my God, she's so attractive. I can't lose her. Like I can't lose this one because she's really pretty. There's so many pretty women out there. And either way, they're not perfect. Like I said, right? They're not perfect. So keep that in mind. Guys, why haven't you gone to coachedbytripp.com to apply for coaching? Why are you still letting yourself struggle? Why are you trying to do this alone? Why are you trying to do this without help? Why are you trying to do this in the slowest manner possible? I'm not saying that these videos don't help. I'm not saying that the podcasts don't help. I'm not saying that my book doesn't help. I'm not saying that my program Hooked doesn't help. They all do. But if you're looking for the fastest way to get help and you have the time to commit to coaching, why wouldn't you take advantage of it? Go to coachedbytripp.com right now to apply. I just had a client. I worked with him for 1 week, and he used my TED system and taught him some new techniques, held him accountable to go out, and he ended up sleeping with a woman in 1 week. That's pretty fast results if you ask me. So if you're looking for an active dating life where you can meet women, have fun, and find a person that you're eventually wanting to be with, and you want to do this fast, apply for coaching. And if you apply and I accept you into the program, or I should say pre-accept you into the program, I will email you or text you. We will talk on the phone, and then we will officially hook you up and apply and accept you into the program, depending on how you answer some of my questions. So go to coachedbytripp.com. The URL is in the description. I'm opening up the lines. Right now, if you want to call in, the number is 310-598-3384. I forgot to put that in the description, so I'm doing that now. Any questions you have, I'm happy to answer them for you. So call in 310-598-3384. The number is in the description. The number is also in the title. It is now because I just did it. 310-598-3384. Call in. What's up? You are on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from? Hello? Can't hear you. Hello? Don't know what happened. Call in again. Hope that's not on my end. shouldn't be. 310. Hey, what's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from?
Oh yeah, this is Steven from Florida.
How old are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good. How's you guys tonight going?
No. How old are you?
Oh, how old are you? Oh, I'm 25.
25. Cool, man. What's your question?
So, oh yeah, I got a question. Okay, so I got this girl that I've been talking to. It's been about 2 weeks now, and the conversation went pretty great. We've been talking for a while, but when it came to the point where we had to set up the date and everything. We agreed to going out. But then the day of the day when I texted her, I said, I usually kind of like do like a rain check, just for like flakery purposes. So I texted her like, hey, I'm gonna be about 5 minutes late. Then she texted me back saying, oh, she's actually at work till 11:30. We're supposed to meet up at 7:30. So I said no problem. We schedule, for this week, which I sent her the message. I said, hey, we can schedule when will be a good day for you to make it happen. She read it was on Instagram. I got her number already, so she just liked the message, but never replied after that. So I don't know. Do you recommend to message her again or like
no,
just, like give her some time?
No, she got your message. Everyone gets the text message. Okay.
Right.
Everyone gets her text messages. If she's not responding to that, she's not interested. Move on.
Right. So
very simple advice.
So just let it go.
Let it go.
Right.
Let it go.
Okay.
9 times out of 10, buddy, you're gonna let it go.
Right.
There's no special advice here. The lesson it learned is you did not generate attraction, get her interested, or it just plainly wasn't a match.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
From the get-go, or else she would agree to hang out with you.
Right. Yeah, mostly what I'll be doing the push and pull. I haven't, she's been showing more interest. Like she's been calling me like baby and stuff, like which was pretty fast. Like 'cause we just recently started like talking.
How did you meet her?
I met her at in school. I go to college, and she's in one of my classes. We happen to connect and exchange numbers. And she's been showing a lot of interest. I know, like, she has feelings for me, but I try not to, I kind of like show interest a little bit, but not too much. Like she does more of the contact thing. She initiates more of the contact, but then sometimes like she just acts kind of cold. You know what I mean?
So you guys met in school, and then you've been texting, and then it just been trouble setting up the date, and now she won't respond.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder if you just lost your shot, like you took too long and she met somebody else.
No, really, because the week that we met, we talked. It was on a Tuesday. We talked for like, and then the 2 days after, I messaged her. I said, hey, I think we should go out someday, grab a drink, and she said, yeah, that's cool. I said the day right then and there. Say Wednesday night, 7:30, and then the day of the day when I texted her, I said, hey, I look forward to seeing you. She texted me, a couple minutes after saying that, she's at work till 11:30 when we was initially supposed to be meeting at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right. So that's it, man. Move on. Meet somebody else.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I figured I just wanted to, make sure just to see.
I know you wanted to know for sure, right? There you go.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
There's your assurance.
Okay.
There you go, my friend.
Yeah. Perfect. I appreciate it, Tripp. Thank you.
Thanks for calling, dude. Take care. Yeah. Yep. Some common advice. I give it a lot. Lines are open, by the way, for a call. I give it a lot. You got to let it go. Don't work on how do I get her to respond to the text message when she's not responding. It's dead after that. If you have to ask that question, that means it's dead. Okay? So, I don't know what else to say about that. That's kind of it. It's a numbers game. I think that is mind blowing for some people of how much of a numbers game it is. It is, because you're putting yourself out there a lot. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you're calling from?
Hey, Tripp. This is Vincent Capicelli calling from Montreal. What's up? How you doing?
What's up, man? Have you called in before?
Yeah, of course. Does that bother you, or is that okay?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. I just, you sounded familiar. So what was your situation? Where are we at?
So the situation recently has been, I was at a party the other day, and I met a girl. We didn't talk for very long.
How old are you again?
Brief. 18.
18. Okay.
It's turning 19 soon.
Are you in college?
Yes.
Okay. So you know my thoughts about guys in college, right?
Yeah.
What
definitely.
is it? What is it? Teach everybody else.
What's the question?
The question is what's my advice to the guys in college?
Your advice to the guys in college. So that's a very general question. I don't know what.
Okay. It's okay. You don't know. I will say it. Stop focusing on women. Focus on school.
Okay, that's it. Focus on school. Okay.
Focus on school.
Well, I still want to get some, maybe get some girls on the side too.
Yes, I understand. You don't have to completely deprive yourself. But what I'm saying to you is that you shouldn't even be watching this channel for like another 4 years. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
What?
I know, I just pushed away like
shocked.
thousands of
I've been watching this
people.
channel since like I was 16.
Since you were 16, that's great.
I just always found it interesting. I always had a passion for it, basically.
No, I get it, and that's great. But dude, I just hope that you're not using this material more than you are this school work that you're doing, because that is going to take you so much farther, dude. When you're 22, you have a lot of time to work on women.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
I still want you to be like, you don't have to deprive yourself. Like, you're going to make friends, be social, take a couple techniques that you learn from some videos and implement them, but spend most of your time working on school.
I like that.
You're not gonna miss out. Everyone after college is gonna go their separate ways. You'll have some of your buddies. I've done this. I've done the school thing, so I know what I'm talking about. I've been to college, and then you go after school, and then you start your new life, and that's when you can really focus on meeting.
So, like,
women.
when you were in college, where were you at in terms of meeting and attracting women?
When I was in college,
yeah.
When I was in college, I focused on it. I focused on it quite a bit, but I wasn't studying it. I wasn't looking up videos, because when I was in college, that was 2003 to 2007. There wasn't a lot of material out there, and I didn't really discover it. So I was, by default, just working on school. But to be honest with you, I probably should have worked on school a little bit more. I wish I was learning more, and not even to get good grades, just focus more on studying and learning more things, and not necessarily about women, but more about my career and how to make money.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually really focused on personal development and starting my own businesses as well. So I'm definitely not leaving that in the dark. I'm really into that stuff too. And if you mind me asking you one more question, when did you know that you wanted to become a dating coach?
I wanted to become a dating coach when I was first starting to give advice on a podcast that I did in 2009. So I was doing that podcast for fun. That doesn't exist anymore, that pod. It's not my current podcast, How to Talk to Girls. That one I started 4 years ago. Yeah, dude's talking about chicks. Did you listen to that?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you must have been.
Well,
you must have been 12 years old. I did that in 2009.
No, but I've seen it. It's floating around on the internet, I'm pretty sure. But
Is it really?
Talk about it also. I think so.
There's dudes talking about chicks podcasts floating around the internet? That's interesting. I'll tell you this much. They might be entertaining, but the How to Talk to Girls podcast is like 1,000 times better if you're looking to get real advice. Because that was when I first started off. It was like my testing ground to teach guys and give advice. but I got way better at it after I gave advice on that podcast. I started to get way better at it when I started my videos and things like that. That was back in like 2012. So, but
Yeah,
cool,
definitely.
man.
You're like one of the best in the industry.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Thanks for the advice, man.
Thanks, dude. Good luck. Thanks for calling in. Good to hear from you
appreciate
again.
you.
I'll see you in the chat.
Thanks. Definitely will. Thank you. Bye-bye
Thanks,
now.
buddy. Bye-bye. Lines are open. Dude's talking about chicks. That's interesting. Yeah, that was my first podcast back in 2009 that I did with my buddy Kyle, who now has 2 or 3 kids, lives in Colorado, and works on a marijuana startup. But anyways, Tripp, you want to enter my course for free. Which course are you talking about? Irresistible Academy, my hooked course, or my coaching? Which, by the way, if you're just joining us now and you want to apply for coaching, you know where to find it. No, you don't. You just joined us. Go to the URL in the description down below, coachedbytripp.com. That's where you apply, and that's where you can get help. Coaching is the super highway, the fast super highway to getting results. What's up? You are on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up? Glad I got through. My name's James. I'm calling from Milwaukee, and I'm in my early 40s. And,
James,
yeah,
from Milwaukee. I'm in Chicago. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm just a bit north of Chicago. I'm always there on business, actually.
Cool. What's your business?
I deal and restore vintage furniture and Danish furniture.
Nice. Cool, man. What's your question? How can I help you?
Yeah. So I always seem to have a reoccurring issue that I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate through, and that is I have no problem getting attractive women's phone numbers, and many times they even offer them to me without me even asking for them while I'm interacting with them. But then all the numbers always kind of go dead when I try to follow up with hanging out or trying to get my first meetup. And I'm just trying to figure out why that happens so often.
How often is it happening, would you say? Well, let me ask you this. How often are you getting a phone number?
How often?
Yeah, how often are you getting a phone number?
I'm probably averaging about 7 to 10 a week.
7 to 10 phone numbers per week.
Correct.
And none of them convert to a date.
I would say 1 out of 10, maybe.
Okay, we're going to diagnose the issue. How fast are you getting these phone numbers? So you talk to them when you meet them. Where are you getting these phone numbers from?
Usually, either apps or just meeting girls when I'm out.
So it's mostly
both. Combination.
So it's mostly out and about.
Yeah, it's a combination of being both out and about and on apps, but more apps than out and about, but both.
Okay. So with online dating, that's a super numbers game. So that's going to happen a lot. I don't really talk much about online dating. I just don't feel I have an expertise in it. So you're definitely going to have a lot of high flakiness with women on online dating apps. So that's just the name of the game. But let's talk about the women that you're meeting out and about.
Yes.
Out of those women,
okay,
what's your how many women are converting into dates from the in-person approaches?
I would say a little better, but not much, man. I would probably say maybe 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. Okay, and how long are you talking to these women for?
Some of them a pretty good amount, and other times not a good amount. It's a mixed bag.
Like, if you had to say, how long?
Oh, if I had like an estimate?
Yeah.
Average? 10 minutes, maybe.
Are you sure 10 minutes? How sure are you about 10 minutes? Because sometimes when you're talking to a woman in person on an approach,
Yes.
it seems like a really long time. And really, it's like 4, 3, maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, good point. Probably more realistically, half that then.
Okay, so probably 5 minutes. Safe to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you're
Yes.
and then when you're texting the girls, are you using the stuff that I talk about? Like, are you texting them and trying to meet up with them right away? Are you having long, extended text conversations with them? Like, how is that going? In a nutshell.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm trying to do is just kind of like build a little comfort with the first few, and then I go for meetups or definite plans.
Okay, and then they just don't respond.
Yeah, then it just flakes right there. Yep. Okay. Every time when I just go in for try to nail something down, it just goes dead.
Okay, cool. So here's what I want you to try to do. What I want you to do is this week, I want you to change it up a little bit. I want you to approach a bunch of girls.
Okay.
I want you to get their number after talking to them for 15 minutes. Okay? Here's what you do. Take your phone. You have an iPhone?
Yes.
Okay, so you know there's like the timer on the iPhone and the clock app?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So before you go and approach, hit the timer button to time it, not the stopwatch, the timer, so it goes off after 15 minutes. So it goes off in your pocket. It will seem like someone's calling you or you're getting a text message. So you're going to feel it going off.
Yes.
That's when it's going to tell you it's okay to ask for her number. If she has to leave before then, you can still get her number anyway, but your goal is to try to talk to her for at least 15 minutes. Okay. Following me? Following me so far. You with me? Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay. Great. So you're with me.
Okay. Yes.
Now do that.
Yeah, totally.
Then text them. And what I want you to do is when you text them, don't do a bunch of conversation. Just say, hey, it was awesome meeting you, blah, blah, blah. And then I want you to then just go for the close. Okay? So what that means is just faster and say, hey, what are you saying right now in order to meet up with them?
Like how does my usual text?
Yeah, like what does it say?
Yeah, usually I just say, hey, this is James from the other day, blah blah blah, and then they'll say how's your day going, something like that, and then they'll say what they're doing, and then I'll say, oh, that's cool. I'll try to build some familiarity or common denominator based off of that, and then maybe even one more exchange after that, and then I'll try to say something like, what's your week look like, or when are you free to meet up?
Yeah, you'll say, what's your week look like? Let's grab a drink. Okay? Just do that.
Right out of the gate, you mean?
No, not right out of the gate. After just saying like, hey, it was cool meeting you. You know, how was the rest of your day?
Okay, right.
How was the rest of your day? She'll respond, and then you go for that close. So just go for that close a lot sooner. Okay? So all of that I just said right there, do all of that.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Do all of that.
Yes.
And then let's see what happens and call in next week.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds solid.
If that's still not working, there might be something going on in your approach potentially. But let's try that. And let's see if that gets better results.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that sounds solid.
Yeah. So let's see what happens there.
I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome, man. Good luck. Let us know what happens.
All right. Cheers. Will do.
Bye-bye. Guys, that's a sample of what coaching looks like, actually. That's a sample of what coaching looks like. We do those things. I diagnose, see what the issue is, give you exercises to make you get results. So whether that might work for him, it might not. Either way, there's an answer and there's a way to get better and improve your results and have an active dating life. So that's the closest sample I could probably have given you so far in the lives of what coaching looks like. That's what we do together. Coachedbytripp.com. Check it out. Apply it today. Someone said, how do you feel about masturbating? I'm glad you asked that because it is No Nut November. And I just did a whole podcast on that is going to be released either tonight or latest tomorrow. We just got it edited, so it's going to be coming pretty soon. No pun intended. Check it out. How to Talk to Girls. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on Stitcher. It's on SoundCloud. And you can get all my thoughts on NoFap, No Nut November, masturbating, etc. Who wants to call in? We will answer your question. That's right. Guys, is it coming through okay? I feel like we had some issues here. I'm streaming from the same place I always do. It seems like there was a bad connection. I don't know why. Looks like we're okay now, though. The health is good, it says. All right, we got a call. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
Yeah, hey, my name is E from Maryland.
Cool, man. How old are you?
19.
19. What's your question?
Okay, so recently I stumbled. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So recently I stumbled upon your videos. I was just looking through a lot of your videos because I've been talking to this girl for about like a month, or probably almost 2 months now. And I guess my question would be how to handle this situation in a sense of basically in the beginning of the quote unquote relationship where we talked, it was like an everyday thing. She was more it seemed like she was more interested and she was more engaged into conversation outside of meeting up. And after a while, it kind of slowed down. So like basically, if I don't hit her up, then she's not going to respond. Like she's not going to hit me up. I'm usually the one to engage in the conversation. So one of your videos said to like pull back a little bit and not text the girl every day and all that. And
is this just
cool.
is this just a text message relationship?
Huh?
Is this just a text message relationship? You just been texting a girl for 2 months? You guys never hang out?
No. We've met up many times, had sex, all that. We're just not together.
Okay, so what's the question? What are you trying to solve here? What's the problem?
I guess trying to figure out how to get her engaged into conversation outside of meeting up.
You don't really want, you shouldn't do that. Why bother? Why do you need a texting buddy? Just meet up with her.
Yeah, sure.
Stay busy. Listen to me.
Listen to
me.
Yeah.
You got a lot. You're 19. You in college?
Yeah.
Dude, focus on your studies. Focus on building skills. Hang out with your friends. Go have fun. Your time should not be sitting and texting people. Your time should be doing actual things. Texting is not an actual thing. Yeah, it's communicating, but it's a poor way of communication. You don't need to text her. If you're trying to text her, if you want to get text messages from her, looks like you're trying to get attention from her. So something's lacking in your life. If you want to spend more time with her, just hang out with her. But you should be focusing more on other things. You're wasting your life. You're wasting your time if you just want to sit there and be a texting buddy. I get it. You're doing more than that. You guys have had sex. Great. So you've had that part of the relationship. But there is more to your life than just sitting around and texting a girl that you're interested in. If you want to communicate with her, do it in person, and the rest of your time should be spent doing more productive things or things that are just fun for you. Relax, watch a movie, read a book, hang out with your friends, hang out with her. You know, you don't need to be texting her all day. So you're creating a problem that doesn't need to exist.
All right, thanks a lot. Quick last questions, real quick. When it comes to, actually no, thanks a lot. That was all I needed.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks.
Good luck. Yeah, see how that works? That's interesting, huh? All right. I just don't think you need to be sitting around texting a girl all day. It's not good. It's not good for you. And it's also going to be, when you're texting all day, it creates a potential room for error. Okay, you're on the air. What's your name and age and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Luke, 49 from Virginia.
What's up, Luke? What's your question?
How you doing, man? Love
Good.
your stuff.
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Thank you, man.
Good. So I have a question for you on my age and getting back into the scene after being divorced and have a couple of kids. So I'm 49 years old, and it seems like a lot of young guys call in, but not a lot of the older guys.
What's interesting is a lot of the
so-
young guys call in, but a lot of the older guys are the ones that apply for coaching. They're the ones who are making the moves to really take that leap. But I do work with a lot of older guys. I've answered a lot of older guys' questions. And I've worked with a lot of guys who are divorced and have kids. So I can definitely answer your question. So what is it?
Yeah, I think it's more finding the time, to with kids and my career and my passions, some of the stuff. It's finding the time. I want to find the time to do it, and trying to make the time. But it's been more like online, because I can kind of do that in between stuff, right?
Yeah.
I haven't focused a lot on approaching, during the day. I don't go out. I don't drink, so I don't really go out, unless I go out with my friends and stuff like that. But again, my time's super valuable because there's not a whole lot of it, and I got to be sensitive from a timing, perspective of when I can get it done. So mostly I'm online, right? Because it's just easy to swipe.
So how's that working for you? Are you meeting women online?
Yeah. I mean, I've had some success. I've had some dates. I have noticed, like you said before, the flakiness on the online dating, and I can imagine that a lot of the women have probably so many men, in their queue. But I've had some success. I've met for coffee, because I tend to like just to go to coffee, or I'll say go for a drink and then let them know I don't really drink, and just get a bottle of water or something like that. But mostly it's been like coffee dates.
So what's the
issue?
They've
been good, but nothing's led to to anything significant, I would say.
So what's the issue? That these dates are not leading to anything significant?
Yeah. I mean,
What do you mean? Are you interested in the girls and they're not interested in you, or you're not interested in the girls?
Well, if sometimes it flip flops. Sometimes, we'll get to a point and we'll meet, and it'll the coffee date, will go well, and we'll set something up. But then I got to go out of town for 5 days or something like that, and so. So it's more of a timing thing, and you have to be at the right place at the right time, it seems like, on the dating apps, because it seems like to me the girls are kind of move on if you're not.
Well, what if you stopped using the dating apps and just met women in person?
Yeah, I mean, I could most certainly try that. I've done that a couple times. I've done the approach a couple times, just kind of listening to you and listening, to your videos and stuff like that. And, it hasn't worked out thus far, right? Girl said, hey, thanks. I've got a boyfriend and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of one of those things I think that you got to get good at, and you got to continue to practice.
Yes.
And
you would have to.
You
have to set aside
I'm in sales, so I'm
time.
kind of jumping from meeting to meeting, and I'm stopping by coffee shops and stuff like that. So.
So why don't you try to? How important is it for you to meet a woman?
Oh, that's a good question. Is that like a 1 out of 10 answer?
You know what? Sure.
It's important. I mean, it's important.
Let's quantify it. Let's quantify it. 10
I,
is you are ready to get into a relationship now. You want it really badly. 0 is you have no interest and you don't want to date any women at all. Where are you on that scale?
Yeah, I'd say like a 7. I definitely am ready to get into a relationship, and to
so now I'm gonna ask it in a different way. Let's make it binary, okay? It's either you're in or you're out. Do you want to meet a woman right now and get into a relationship, or do you not want to do it? What's the answer?
I do.
You do. Okay. Then the answer, my friend, is if you don't have time, you have to make time. So if it's that important to you and it's that crucial to you that you want to get into a relationship and meet a woman, then there's no secret answer here. You have to make work less of a priority, and you have to not let it take up so much of your time. I don't think there's some magic solution here where you can necessarily do both at once. I mean, if you're saying that work is taking up too much time and you might be meeting some decent women online, and the problem is just time, then maybe you shouldn't be putting as much effort into work. However, it's not that simple, right? Because it's possible if you do that, you won't make as much money and have enough finances to support yourself or your kids or whatever your financial goals are.
Yeah.
But
that's
do you see what I'm
right?
saying here?
That's obviously important for me. I mean, I'm in sales, so you can, the sales field is what it is. We're kind of money driven. And I like what I do. I'm passionate about what I do.
Would you be comfortable sharing how much money you make?
What's that?
Would you be comfortable right now sharing with us how much money you make?
Yeah. I mean, it fluctuates. I mean, I can give you last year's number,
Sure.
But it fluctuates. So, probably last year was 350. It can fluctuate between 200 and 350.
Okay, so 250 to 350,000 per year.
Yep.
And you live where?
Virginia.
What city?
I'll say Northern Virginia. I'll say DC area.
Okay, that's fine. I don't need to know the exact city, but I know enough that your cost of living is probably not that high, and you're probably living very well off of 250 to 350. So what I would say to you is you have room to make less money. Or I should say, I don't know exactly how your business is structured or how your work is structured, but you have room to work less and fill some of that time up to meet a woman. Like, it's not like you're making $50,000 a year and you're struggling and you're like, well, I'm making no money and I want to meet a woman. It's like, well, that's going to be kind of tough because you don't want to make less than that. That could be very difficult for you. But it sounds like you can afford to make less money and put time into meeting a woman if that's something that's important to you. That's what I would say.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've got roughly 6 accounts, major accounts, right? And I can focus on those, but I'm kind of the CEO of my own company, I like to say, and my company likes to tell me that. So I kind of run my own business.
Yeah.
And so I set appointments and meet people when I deem to do that, right? So that it's the right time to do it. So I do have the ability, to make my own time.
Yes.
On it.
So we just solved the problem. That's amazing. You have flexible work. You make enough money. You can afford to make a little bit less, and then start investing your time into meeting a woman. if that's important to you. If your answer was, it's not that important to me to meet a woman, then don't worry about it and just focus on your work. But that's not your answer. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, it's, I do have other passions that, that I enjoy doing and that I've done, but I do think that there's a prioritization, right? Of setting those up, right?
Yeah.
And I need to move the meeting a woman into maybe to more of the front of the queue. I've kind of sat in the back seat because I wasn't ready for a while, right? And I was kind of playing on the apps as just a kind of a fun thing to do. But now I'd like to take it to the next level. So I think I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And spend more time and trying to meet a woman and just reprioritize basically. So
yes, exactly. And sign up for coaching because you can afford it, and we can make this process even faster for you and way more efficient. So you don't have to be making that much less money and still be dating. Just saying. Think about it.
Yeah. Fair enough, man.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, Tripp, hey, man, I appreciate your time.
Thanks, man.
And you made me kind of think about things
Good.
differently, so I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Good to hear from you. Let us know how it goes. Apply for coaching at coachedbytripp.com, and I hope it works out.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye. Damn, these always fly by. That's it, guys. That's it for our calls today. It's interesting, right? When you just kind of think about it and diagnose it, like you just dig in a little bit. You're thinking, what do I do to make more time? Well, there's only so much time in a day. So you have to make less time for the thing that's taking up all your time. That's not giving you enough time for the thing that you want. Sometimes it just takes kind of going over some of these things with someone else. That's why it was great that he called in to kind of just run it by someone to get some thoughts. Seems the answer seems obvious, but sometimes it's hard for us to get to that point. So there we go. Guys, coachedbytripp.com is the URL to apply for coaching if you need my help to, like I said, take the super highway. Take the super highway to results if you want to get this done faster, to meeting women, to having an active dating lifestyle, to being better with networking, with socializing. I can help you. I want to help you. I'm here for you. I'm also going to be here on another live stream this Wednesday in 2 days, 7 p.m. Central Time. I just wanted to do a little pop-up and say hello. I just missed you guys. What's up? And goodbye to all of my regulars. Thank you for joining us today. Becky, Adam, the Dragon, Act Dragon. Just calling out some of our regulars who I see all the time. Caleb, I think I've seen you before. Wise Man, I've seen you. So thank you for joining us. And thank you for everyone who is our first timer. Appreciate it. All right. There you go. That's it, guys. See you in a couple days. You rock. Talk to you soon.